I put my glasses on, not because I really need to see, but because they make me look sexy, right? My granddaughter told me the other day that that I look like a teacher with my glasses on, and I like that idea too. So here's your sexy teacher, Ray of Sunshine, and glad to have you with me here today. Plans change, but I am flexible, and that's what I decided just a little while ago because I had everything lined up, what I planned to talk about in today's program, and I got a couple of questions from somebody about a previous taping that I had done, and I decided, you know what? Why not be flexible? So I'm wearing my palm tree shirt because palm trees are flexible. Yeah, everybody's familiar with the story about the oak tree, right? In fact, I even have, oh, it's right over here, the oak tree poem. Oh no, there goes my dragon. Oh, that's not the oak tree. That's my eagle. But I have a frame exactly like this one. I just got that oak tree story in there about the oak tree, and it starts off as a little acorn, and then it grows into this big, huge, brave, bold, beautiful, strong oak tree, unshakable oak tree, and it's just magnificent and rigid, and something a little like Rigid Ray, whoever that is. Uh, but Rigid Ray decided that we're in the energy of trying different things to discover different things about ourselves, and I'm going to do something different, and I'm going to be flexible. So I don't know, maybe somebody already wrote the story about the palm tree, and if not, maybe I'll write one. I like writing; it could be fun. But the idea the idea is to be trying something different, to discover something different. I remember back when I think I told you about this the other day about my catering business that I started, and back in those days, well, for a long time, I told you about when I used to push the bench up to the stove to cook when I was just a little kid, and I've been cooking ever since. So, I was involved in another company at the time, and I don't think I was really looking to move on, but I was not as stimulated as I once was. Like it had served its purpose, I guess, and I'm kind of itching and feeling around. So I have this urge inside of me to cook so bad all the time that I would cook, and I'd invite people over, but and there's only so much food and people that you can so I would give food away to my neighbors, send it over to my sister's house. I mean, I was cooking like a nut, and every chance I had, if there was an opportunity to cook, somebody's having a backyard cookout or somebody's having a birthday party. In fact, my cousin was having a birthday party. I said, "Can I cook for your party?" And he said, "Yeah, but there's one condition." I said, "What condition is that?" He said, "I have to pay you for your time." So I agreed. It wasn't my motivation. It wasn't my goal. I just wanted to cook. I loved cooking. But so he paid me, and that money, that things started clicking in my head, and this kind of works. This exchange might work out for me as something to slide into, and I slid into it real nice. Um, so I'm telling you that story as a little introduction to the flexible conversation that I'm about to have, because somebody had sent me a couple of questions, and so I'm going to answer them. I'll take the easy one first. Let me see. I'm going to figure out how this thing works, and it's not working. So this is what it was. See, I have this little control for a screen so my notes can flow when I press the button, and I spent so long blabbing in my introduction and pre-planning. I was sitting here for maybe 5 minutes, calming myself, meditating, getting ready, deciding what I'm going to talk about, reviewing my notes, all that. So between that and uh, telling you about my flexible theme for the day, and I do have another theme for today too, because I'm a Gemini, and I wouldn't be happy unless I had at least two themes. So the theme of magic is coming up. That's one of my favorite themes. So stick around for that. And it's not what you expect. I don't have a magic hat. I don't have a bunny, and I don't have a wand. But I have a lot of magical experiences. And today I got lots of messages about magic. So that's one of my themes that I want to talk about. So back to the questions that somebody sent, and one of the easy question I'll answer first, even though it was their second question. Where's the box on the side of your head? So I think I've talked about, not that I have a lot of videos. There's three plus my pilot video. And when I talk about my pilot video, why me? I've mentioned that at the end of this taping right now, there's going to be a box that pops up on the side of my head, and the boxes haven't been popping up. So I started talking about that story the other day, and I don't know why the box is not popping up. I went through the trouble of studying the instructions. I even watched a YouTube video. In fact, I'm sure I did a couple of them about how to do that, and I figured it out and I made it work. So I know that it works. But something's off kilter. Mercury's retrograde. Maybe who knows? Who knows why? But it's not working. I keep trying, and I'm hoping at the end of after I load this video that I'll have the option, or when I have the option to pick that end screen, I think is what they call it. That it'll work, because I'm just no matter what I try, lately I'm just getting error messages. So that's the answer to the box on the side of my head story. And the other question that I got is let me see, I'm going to advance my notes. Oh, what makes me the New World expert? And I don't actually consider myself an expert, but I don't know that there are too many experts around, because this is not something that a whole lot of people have gone through before. At least not on this planet. There's been other civilizations, lots of theories about several civilizations on this planet. They all make sense to me. I was, well, but now we're the ones crossing the bridge, finally, and so we're pioneers. We're all in this together, pioneers in the new world, becoming experts. And when I was thinking about how I was going to answer that question, my first inclination, my old energy inclination, was to say, I don't think I'm an expert. But that I'm careful. I'm real careful these days about giving some thought into how I talk to myself. Because I'm going to take action based on what I tell myself. So I got to be careful. So I think the way I feel about it, which leaves me open to lots of possibilities, is every day I'm becoming more and more of an expert. When I first started becoming an expert was back in high school. Listen to this story. Hair. Remember the stage production, Hair, Age of Aquarius, that kind of stuff? Well, I was in high school, so like 15, 16 years old, right? And Hair is coming to Boston. And so I planned a trip with my classmates. I'm in the seminary, mind you. We're going to Boston to see Pubic Hair. And so I got 30 of these guys to want to come on the trip, and we got the school bus lined up. So anyway, the day comes along to leave, and the only ones on the bus are me and George. And George was the bus driver. George used to be a brother, and brothering didn't work out somewhere along the way. So now George is the custodian of the high school seminary that I was at, and he was one of the school bus drivers. It was one of those little old yellow school buses that fit maybe about 40 people. It's got the nose, the front of it that looks like a truck. And so me and George went to Boston in that, and I was outside of the theater selling, and I sold every single ticket. And my only regret is that I didn't charge a lot more for the tickets, but I wasn't in it for the money. Just like like with the story about catering that I was telling you about, I wasn't doing it for the money. Although the money ended up coming, but I did it for the love. And that's why I went to see that production, because I was the only one out of 30 that I went, because nobody could stop me, nobody could control me back then. And so I went to see Hair, and it opened up a whole new world for me, especially because that was my introduction to the Age of Aquarius. The Age of Aquarius. Wow, that sounds awesome. What's that? So I looked into it, and it led me to many other places, and it led me to right now. And everything that I know that I've accumulated over the course of the years. And I gathered that information from outside of me, but I also gathered that information from inside of me. Just like, and I'm heading more and more in that direction every day of gathering information from inside of me and deciding about what's right for me, and what feels right, and setting boundaries. And that's another thing I'm going to talk about a little bit later. But I wanted to finish up about. Oh yeah, so the message that was coming up for me today was the message of being flexible, wearing my palm trees, and I was out on my porch where I was sitting when I got my card reading. I told you, if you were with me on my birthday video, I was telling you I get card reading at least once a year, tarot card reading, around my birthday time, which I just got one. And so, all my life that I've been getting readings, I take notes. And it worked out. I've had two readings online now, and it works out the same way. And I take notes. So my notes are sitting out there on the porch. And when I went out there this morning with my tea, and that's when I have a cup of tea. Ray of Sunshine doesn't drink tea in the morning, but guess what? He does now. So my notes from my card reading with Fanny are sitting there, and the one that pops out at me was release old story. And what popped into my head was, and this was a huge revelation for me at the time that it happened. Um, I was at the casino one day, and there was a woman off to the side, and like, I don't know, a little resting spot or something. And I pulled over, and I sat on the bench next to her to rest. And so she had a cane in one hand and a glass in the other hand. And I said, "Hey, what do you drink?" I'm Ray. Who are you? What are you drinking there? She says, "Oh, I don't know. It was some kind of whiskey and something." And that opened the door, because this is what happens. It doesn't take long. Within seconds, usually, and with total, doesn't matter who it is, my best friend, total stranger, they're spilling their guts to me, right? Within seconds. So, well, this is, I don't know, I think it's at least the fifth, maybe the sixth, or could be the seventh drink I have since I've been here. But it's not doing any good because I'm in so much pain. I have this pain, and it's in my shoulder, and then I can't sleep on that side. And no matter how many drinks I have, it doesn't really help. So I drink a lot, and I have these pills too in my purse, all different kind, these pain pills, and I recognize some of them because I used to take them, like Oxys, Perks, things like that. So she's having those and her cocktails, and she's talking about this surgery that I've had, and this pain that I have, and this disease that's developing. And it struck me that used to be my story. And I used to look like her. I used to feel like her. I used to be like her. And the words that were coming from her mouth were like word for word that came out of my mouth at that time when my life was manifesting that way. So it struck me that I really listen. I better than anybody. I listen to myself when I talk to myself. So why not tell myself some good stuff, right? The other theme that I'm going to tell you about today is magic, and it first came up. I've been doing massage therapy for many years, and I'm not accustomed to having dissatisfied clients. So anyway, I'm kind of phasing out with that routine now. I'm letting that part of me go in order to do something different, whatever that is, but to make room in my life. And those are just it's just an inclination that I have based on a feeling that I have, and I love doing massage. And I've had thousands and thousands of customers, and out of all of them, there's a couple of them that didn't have magnificent things to say. One of them, well, he had nice things to say, but he forgot his wallet in his car, and that okay, bye. That's the last I said to him. But what he didn't realize is all he had to do was ask, because I didn't care about the money. I still don't care about the money to this day. That's not why I do it. I do it because I love it, and so I have clients now that come and they don't pay. But a lot of people don't feel comfortable. They wouldn't come if they couldn't pay. So I let them pay. But that's never been my motivation. My motivation has been because I love it. So you know what? I'm doing you a service. You're doing me a service too. Because man, get my magic fingers sinking into your skin, and I couldn't ask for a better feeling. Um, and so I have customers that I have people that just they come because we both love it and we both enjoy ourselves, and that's the attitude that I've had about it. So the magic theme came up first of all today with a client who I had, who no sooner I was on the table and he's saying, "Oh, your fingers are so magical," and he's just soaking it all in, and we're both just loving it, and he's just going on about how magical it is, and those are the kind of comments that I got most of the time. Oh, that was awesome, that was incredible, that was amazing, and that was part of the reward too. That reward means more to me than, well, it was never my motivation to do it for the money. So if the money's there, okay, and if the money's not there, it doesn't matter. It wasn't what it was all about for me. So he's talking about my magic fingers, and as soon as his session is done, I'm checking my emails, and I get I belong to Moon Omens, which you could find them online. You could find them on YouTube. Moon Omens, and they're an astrological bunch. So and they provide a lot of inspiring information. So if you're into astrology, you really love them, and if you're not into astrology, you'll really love them. I get daily messages from them in my email, and this is the message that I wanted to get to. But speaking of Moon Omens, they have all these fascinating articles about different things, different configurations, and with the planets, and how that might affect our outlook during this segment of time that we're going through. And so I find it informative, and they have these amazing horoscopes, which is not, it's not like if you're thinking the little, 1 or 2 line horoscope kind of things that you get. This is an in-depth, like a 75-page report program, presentation about, well, in my case, I get three. I'm a Gemini, so I get that one. I'm a Scorpio rising, so I get the Scorpio one, and I'm a Libra moon, so I get the Libra one too. But anyway, they're very inspiring, and I love inspiring. So if it's inspiring, yeah, I'll take two. So I get double doses. I get a triple dose of my horoscope from them because they're amazing, and they help me with the changes that I want to discover about me. It's about discovering me, and that helps. So you should check it out because it'll help you to discover you, perhaps. But try something new, especially if you never tried it before. Check it out, Moon Omens. So here's the daily email message that I got. Like they call it message to self. Here it is, printed right in front of me. I embrace the unknown because that's where the magic is. In the field of the unknown, I am manifesting everything that my heart desires. I am free and limitless. So I found that to be pretty inspiring, and it made me think about some of the topics that I plan to talk about. And on my birthday video yesterday, I was remarking about Ralph Smart, this guy that I found on YouTube, who's inspiring for me to get my YouTube channel going. He's been doing it for 10 years, and he's accomplished a lot with that, and he's comfortable with it and relaxed. And that's my goal, to discover something that I love by trying new things. So, well, that's another whole video. But anyway, Ralph Smart was talking about, and I just saw another one of his videos, and he's talking about coming out. And so apparently this had never come up on any of his videos over the past 10 years. And I don't know, I didn't look, but I'm under the impression that he has, a real large following. Seems to be pretty popular. So anyway, I was recommending you can check him out because he talks about some of this way out stuff like I talk about, or at least some people think it's way out. But you'll get used to it. Stick around us long enough, you'll get used to it. It'll start feeling comfortable for you, because that was the way it was for me too. I was received all kinds of information from all kinds of places, reading books, listening to channelings, talking to people, going to programs. I've been involved with that stuff for a long time. So anyway, Ralph Smart was talking about coming out, and for me, that's something that happened like way back earlier in my life. Everybody sprouts, at in all different ways. So I was making the connection between what he's going through now and something that I went through before is something that I've had exposure to, I've had experience with, and so I can offer him support and guidance in an area like that. And in his case, he's been doing the YouTube programs for at least 10 years, and so that's something that he has become an expert on. And it's something that I'm just beginning to investigate, and so I could learn from his experience. And I'm really making an effort these days to talk to myself differently than what I typically did for most of my life. And so I do these daily affirmations. And like I said, if it's inspiring, I'll take two. So I get inspiring from lots of places. But I have found lately that one of the most inspiring systems that's working for me is to compose and recite my own set of affirmations every day. So I have different ones. I read them in the morning, and so the point I'm getting at is that I had one that I was reading today, and I was flying when I was reading this part of it, and I thought it's something I'm going to share with you. It'll give you a little bit of an idea of the direction that I lead myself in, which is comfortable and exuberating for me. And I found this one exuberating. And one day I'm probably going to maybe read one of my whole affirmations, because you know what? I find them uplifting and inspiring, and you might too. So here's the one from earlier this morning. Hey, did I finish talking about magic? No, I was talking about my magic hands. Well, I probably going to be ending this video soon. Let me read you my affirmation. I am blessed with an enormous love for life, and I am rising up to the next exciting chapter of my unfolding with enthusiasm and unshakable trust. I was going to interject something there, but I'm just going to read the whole thing right through. I am transcending fear and doubt and allowing my wildest dreams to emerge into the landscape of my experience. My control wasn't working again. I apologize. But I only have a couple of messages before I say sayonara for now. Remember, please, to send this video to somebody who you might think will benefit from the message, and send it to somebody different, somebody that you normally might not send it to, so you can discover something different about you. I was talking yesterday, I guess, about no work, no play. I mean, all work, no play makes, I think, it makes Jack a dull boy or something like that. I think. But anyway, it's a reminder that for me and for you, that life doesn't have to. People used to say to me things like, what kind of, they talk about work. What kind of work do you do? And I didn't actually say anything about it, but I used to think, work? I don't work. It's playtime. So that's what I want to say to you. It's playtime. Create you.